Welcome to AGORACOM, the Small Cap Epicenter, and AGORACOM TV, a daily, fast-paced, edgy show that brings you the best press releases out of the small cap world every morning at the open, so you can hopefully profit from them and maybe even find your next great small cap investment. Now, it's Monday, March the 31st, as expected, a heavy news cycle day. Even heavier than expected. We got 8 press releases for you, amazing press releases for you from both sides of the border, plus 3 stock halts. So we're going to stick to the highlights of each press release. Let's start you off first with the U.S. side of things. China Northeast Petroleum trades on the OTC under CNEH. Got to say it again, love these up-and-coming Chinese small cap companies. They put out their fourth quarter and full year 2007 numbers. Obviously, this is an oil-producing company in northern China. For the full year, total sales up 266% to $19.5 million. That's as a result of obviously higher oil prices. And what I like here, increased oil production. Crude oil production at the company increased by 218% in 2007. Gross profit, $10.5 million versus $2.6 million the year before. Net income increased to $5.1 million. That's compared to $952,000 for the year before. Total earnings per share, 21 cents per diluted share. The company closed on Friday at $2.35. Next up, Huifeng Bio Pharmaceutical Technology trades also on the OTC under HFGB. They're developer and producer of plant extracts and pharmaceutical raw materials for use in pharmaceutical, nutraceutical, and food production. Here are the highlights for the full 2007. Net revenue, $6.5 million compared to about $3 million last year. Gross profit, $1.97 compared to $457,000 last year. Their gross profit margins have doubled from 15% in 2006 to 30% in 2007. Net income, just under $1.3 million compares to $131,000 last year, an 874% increase. Earnings per share, 7 cents compared to just 1 cent per share last year. Great growth out of Huifeng. They closed on Friday at 75 cents. Next up, FirstFlight on the OTC trades under FFLT. These are financial results for the year ended December 31st. Obviously, this is a chartered management aviation services company. Revenue increased 20.1% to $47.1 million. Net income was $184,000 compared to a net loss the year before of $3.3 million. So they improved the bottom line by $3.5 million. Adjusted EBITDA was just over $1 million, an improvement of approximately $2.1 million last year. So obviously they had negative EBITDA of about $1.1 million last year. They closed at 36 cents. Nice news out of FirstFlight. Next up, ECOtality trades on the OTC under ETLY. They're announcing year-end 2007 financial results for 2007. They're a renewable energy company. Revenue for the fourth quarter and year ended December 31st, 2007 was $2.3 million for the fourth quarter, $2.6 million for the full year. So obviously most of the numbers come out in Q4. Not sure if this is a seasonality issue or just business starting to grow. So go take a look at that. They're saying here that they've obviously transitioned from a development stage company to a revenue generating and diversified renewable energy company. And you got to know, we like this sector for obvious reasons. They completed several acquisitions of companies with combined trailing 12-month revenues of $13.7 million in 2007. So I guess look for those to transpire in 2008. Acquired manufacturing facilities in Mexico. And what I like here, they announced a working relationship with the Arizona Public Service and the U.S. Department of Energy on their advanced hydrogasification project. So they're obviously well on their way into commercial acceptance. They closed on Friday at just under 21 cents. Switching over to Canada, Gemtech trades on the venture exchange under the stock symbol JTC. They announced for their Q2 numbers ended January 31st. Revenues increased by 11% to $1.586 million. That's for the 6-month period ended January 31st. An increase in the number of monitored clients and a new contract with the province of Nova Scotia. I have to say what they do here, by the way, because they are making a repeat performance. They're a leading provider of community offender monitoring solutions to Canadian corrections, which sounds like they're keeping track of prisoners and parolees, so crime does pay for somebody in this country. Net earnings up 11% to $380,000 at 16 cents per share. Liquidity, cash and cash equivalents increased to $3 million from $2.78 million million just 6 months ago. Profits are up, cash is up, revenue's up. Great company, trading at $1.19, and they're generating 16 cents per share in profit. Looks like just for the first 6 months. So you got a great, looks like great valuation there. Stellar Pharmaceuticals trades on both the venture and the OTC under SLX on the venture, SLXCF on the OTC. These are financial results for the 3 and 12-month periods ended December 31st. What they're really happy about here is announcing profitability for the fourth quarter of 2007. This is the second consecutive quarter the company recorded a profit from its operations. For the full year, I'm not going to go over the Q3 numbers, full year, total revenue up 31% to $2.46 million. Gross profit up 32.5% to $1.8 million. Net loss was just $147,000, but that includes a non-cash charge of $184,000. The company closed on Friday at 40 cents on the Canadian stock exchanges and 47 cents on the U.S. stock exchanges. So, assuming there's some liquidity there, you have a potential arbitrage situation, because we both know that there isn't a 20% differential in Canadian and U.S. currencies. On the resources side, big news here. Metallica Resources, New Gold, Inc., and Peak Gold all announced a proposal, a proposed $1.6 billion business combination to create a new intermediate gold company. They've signed a letter of, it looks like a letter of intent, creating a new globally diversified intermediate gold company with a market cap of about $1.6 billion. They're going to call the new company New Gold. It'll have 3 operating gold mines in Australia, Brazil, and Mexico, a strong balance sheet to fund development stage projects, including the new Afton mine, which is scheduled to commence production in 2009. All of the company's projects are in attractive mining jurisdictions. Here are just some of the highlights here. Proven probable gold reserves of 3.2 million ounces. I'm going to leave out the measured, indicated, and the inferred for all these categories. Proven and probable silver reserves of 65.3 million ounces. Proven and probable copper reserve of 986 million pounds. Estimated gold production of 297,000 ounces in 2008. Expect to increase to 335,000 ounces in 2009. Estimated cash cost about $340 per ounce, net of byproduct credits. Aggressive growth strategy funded by about $500 million in cash and short-term investments. And the company will have about 235 million common shares. The combined company will have 235 million common shares issued and outstanding. You can go take a look at the prices of each of those companies on Friday. But I like this. We've been calling for the need for consolidation in the small cap resources space. And bam, there it is. It's happening. Good news out of those companies. Orko Silver trades on the venture into OK. They continue to hit big numbers. They hit 21 meters, just under 21 meters, grading 458 grams per ton of silver equivalent on the Martha vein. This includes over 3 meters, grading greater than 1,500 grams, which is an absolutely monstrous number. They've got here's 1.5 kilos. I just want to give you the same equivalent there. Assay results. These are assay results from the ongoing drilling program at La Preciosa project in Durango, Mexico. A lot of tables, a lot of drill results here. Got to go take a look at this. But what I did was take a quote from Gary Cope, the president of Orko here. We're obviously very pleased with the intercept reported and the impact it will have on our upcoming 43101 resource estimate. Drilling is continuing at a brisk pace. All 4 rigs working at full capacity, and hole 220 is now underway. Even with the inclusion of all available assay results in the next resource estimate, the company will have drilled over 70 holes that will not be included in the upcoming resource estimate. So obviously look for a revision further down the road. Eagerly looking forward to reporting that next resource estimate, but they don't give us a timeline. They close on Friday at $1.98. And let's go over to the 3 stock halts that we've got. First, Macmillan Gold trades on the venture under MMG, halted at 9.11 at the request of the company, pending news. That's an AGORACOM client. Got to disclose that. Next up, Solar Resources trades on the venture under SL. They're halted at 9 o'clock. The company requested that, pending news. And finally, Bolero Resources trades on the venture under BRU, also halted at 9 o'clock at the company's request, pending news. 3 more stock halts. Thanks, Bart. African Aura Resources, AAZ, 927 halt, pending receipt and review of acceptable documentation. Orko Silver, based on the news, I guess that was put out, was halted at 9:17. At the company's request, pending news. So I'm not sure if that's a second press release coming out of Orko, because we already know they have one press release out. And finally, Red Mile Capital Corp trades on the venture under RDM.P. Looks like that's a capital, a CPC there, halted at 9 o'clock. Pending news. So a lot of news on a Monday, a lot to digest, but all of it was great. I couldn't hold much of this back. Want to make sure it got into your hands. Take a look at all of it. I'm going to cut it right there. As always, don't forget about the AGORACOM marketplace, but take a look at all this great news, and we'll see you tomorrow.